Bonjour, fellow magical enthusiasts. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're embarking on a magnificent journey to one of the most elegant and prestigious magical institutions in the wizarding world. Yes, mes amis, we're exploring the breathtaking Beauxbatons Academy of Magic. So prepare yourselves for a deep dive into French magical education, exquisite architecture, fascinating traditions, and the notable alumni who have graced these hallowed halls. Allons-y. Let's begin our journey in the early 1300s when Beauxbatons Academy was first established, while Hogwarts had already been educating young British witches and wizards for nearly 3 centuries. The magical families of France desired their own institution that would reflect their unique magical traditions and culture. Founded in 1290 CE, Beauxbatons was established as a response to growing tensions between magical and non-magical communities during the tumultuous period of the late Middle Ages. The school's name itself tells us much about its character. Beauxbatons translates to beautiful wands in English, emphasizing the school's focus on elegant and precise wand work. Unlike Hogwarts' imposing castle, Beauxbatons was designed as a magnificent palace nestled in the Pyrenees Mountains between France and Spain. The founders chose this location for several strategic reasons: its natural protection from Muggle discovery, the region's mild climate, and its position at the crossroads of multiple magical traditions. The school has weathered significant historical events throughout its existence. During the witch hunts of the 14th to 17th centuries, Beauxbatons became not just a school, but a sanctuary for magical families across southern Europe. The palace's enchantments were strengthened during this time, making it one of the most secure magical locations in Europe. What many don't realize is that Beauxbatons predates the establishment of the French Ministry of Magic by nearly 200 years. This means the school developed its educational approach independently of government oversight, allowing for unique traditions and teaching methodologies that we'll explore shortly. Now let's talk about the breathtaking palace that houses Beauxbatons Academy. Unlike the Gothic architecture of Hogwarts, Beauxbatons exemplifies the height of French classical design. Think Versailles with magical enhancements. The palace was designed by the renowned magical architect Nicolas Flamel, yes, that Nicolas Flamel, in collaboration with several notable magical artists of the Renaissance period. The main building features gleaming white marble that seems to capture and amplify sunlight, giving the entire structure an ethereal glow visible only to magical eyes. The gardens of Beauxbatons are equally famous, featuring magical fountains that have flowed continuously for centuries. These aren't merely decorative. The water contains subtle magical properties that enhance mental clarity and creative thinking. Students often study near these fountains before important exams. Throughout the expansive grounds, you'll find ice sculptures that never melt, enchanted to maintain their perfect form regardless of the weather. These sculptures aren't static either. They subtly change positions throughout the day, sometimes interacting with students who pass by. The school maintains extensive grounds for magical creatures, particularly focusing on those native to southern Europe. Beauxbatons is famous for its conservation program for Abraxan horses, enormous palomino-colored winged horses that pull the school's powder blue carriage. These magnificent creatures are treated with the utmost respect and care. Inside, the palace features high, airy ceilings enchanted to display the constellations relevant to current astronomical studies. The classrooms are designed with large windows to maximize natural light, a deliberate choice that reflects Beauxbatons' educational philosophy, emphasizing harmony with natural magic. The dining hall rivals the Great Hall at Hogwarts in splendor, though with a distinctly different aesthetic. Instead of 4 long tables, Beauxbatons features dozens of round tables that encourage interaction between students of different years and houses. The ceiling is enchanted to reflect not the weather, but the emotional atmosphere of the room, subtly changing colors based on the collective mood of the students. Beauxbatons offers a 6-year educational program, 1 year less than Hogwarts, but with longer school days and shorter holidays. Students typically begin their education at age 11, though the school occasionally accepts particularly gifted students as young as 10. The curriculum at Beauxbatons places strong emphasis on 3 core areas that reflect the school's philosophical approach to magic, charms, transfiguration, and magical etiquette. Yes, you heard that right. Magical etiquette is a core subject at Beauxbatons, focusing on the proper and respectful use of magic in various social contexts. Charms instruction at Beauxbatons is particularly renowned, with students learning not just the mechanics of spellcasting, but the artistic elements as well. The school believes that the grace with which one casts a spell directly impacts its efficacy, a philosophy that has produced some of the world's most skilled charmers. Transfiguration at Beauxbatons takes a unique approach compared to other magical schools. While the fundamental principles remain the same, Beauxbatons teaches transfiguration with an emphasis on aesthetics and harmony. Students aren't just graded on successfully transforming objects, but on how elegant and complete the transformation is. The potions program deserves special mention. Drawing on France's rich alchemical history and influenced by Nicolas Flamel himself, Beauxbatons' approach to potions integrates elements of cuisine and perfumery. Students learn to appreciate the subtle interplay of ingredients and the importance of preparation methods. Unlike Hogwarts, many classes at Beauxbatons are conducted outdoors when weather permits, particularly those involving herbology and care of magical creatures. The school believes that connecting with natural environments enhances students' magical abilities and sensitivity. For 6th-year students, Beauxbatons offers advanced courses in wandless magic, a particular point of pride for the academy. While all magical schools teach that wands are tools to focus magical energy, Beauxbatons specifically trains students to perform certain spells without wands, believing this develops a deeper connection to one's innate magical abilities. Perhaps one of the most notable differences between Beauxbatons and Hogwarts is their approach to housing students. Rather than 4 distinct houses based on personality traits, Beauxbatons organizes students into 6 chambres named after magical flowers: fleur de lis, rose, lavande, jasmine, orchidee, and tournesol. Each chambre emphasizes different aspects of magical education. Fleur de lis values academic excellence. Rose focuses on artistic magical expression. Lavande prioritizes healing and protective magic. Jasmine specializes in magical naturalism. Orchidee concentrates on international magical cooperation. And tournesol emphasizes innovative magical techniques. New students are sorted through an elegant ceremony involving enchanted crystal flowers that bloom in different colors when touched by a student. The dominant color indicates the student's chambre assignment. Unlike Hogwarts' somewhat rigid house system, students at Beauxbatons can petition to change their chambre once during their education if they feel their magical interests have evolved. Each chambre has its own wing in the palace, with common areas decorated to reflect their values. For instance, Orchidee's common room features artifacts and art from magical communities worldwide, while Tournesol's space includes a workshop area for magical experimentation. Student life at Beauxbatons is rich with tradition and extracurricular activities. The school places strong emphasis on artistic, magical expression, choir performances where voices are magically harmonized, magical dance where performers can temporarily defy gravity, and magical art where paintings interact with viewers in sophisticated ways. Formal dinners at Beauxbatons deserve special mention. Once a month, students participate in a formal multi-course dinner where they practice magical etiquette. Wood nymphs serenade the diners with ethereal music, and the meals showcase French magical cuisine at its finest. These events aren't merely about enjoyment, they're considered practical lessons in magical society. While Quidditch is played at Beauxbatons, it's not as dominant as at Hogwarts. The school also celebrates a traditional magical sport called voltige équestre, a complex form of magical acrobatics performed on the backs of flying horses. Annual competitions in this sport draw visitors from across the magical world. Beauxbatons is known for its rich tapestry of magical traditions, many dating back centuries. Let's explore some of the most fascinating customs that make this academy truly unique. The Festival of Ice occurs during the winter solstice when students and faculty collaborate to create complex ice sculptures imbued with animation charms. These creations dance through the palace grounds for the 12 days following the solstice, becoming more elaborate each year as students develop their skills. The flowering ceremony in spring is perhaps the most visually stunning tradition. As gardens bloom across the school grounds, sixth-year students demonstrate their mastery of transfiguration and charms by temporarily transforming parts of the palace architecture into flowering plants. The entire palace becomes a living garden for 24 hours with blossoms that sing softly in the breeze. The processional of wands occurs at the beginning of each academic year. Students create unique light patterns with their wands, each year group assigned a different color, creating a mesmerizing display as they process through the palace grounds at twilight. This ceremony is said to renew the palace's protective enchantments for another year. For those who excel in transfiguration, the Mermaid Symposium offers a rare opportunity. Advanced students transfigure themselves to breathe underwater and spend 3 days with the merpeople who inhabit the lake on the school grounds, learning unique forms of aquatic magic rarely taught elsewhere. The Midwinter Ball is Beauxbatons' most famous social event, similar to the Yule Ball at Hogwarts, but held annually. It features enchanted decorations that respond to the music being played, changing the entire atmosphere of the ballroom throughout the evening. Students spend months preparing as the ball incorporates complex magical choreography that tells stories from wizarding history. Graduation from Beauxbatons is marked by the ceremony of luminescence. Each graduating student creates a magical light that reflects their unique magical signature. These lights are released into the night sky, where they transform into stars that remain visible only to the graduate for one full year, serving as a guide as they make their way in the wider wizarding world. Over its 7 centuries of existence, Beauxbatons has produced some of the wizarding world's most influential figures. Let's meet some of the notable alumni who have shaped magical history. Though better known for his later achievements, Nicolas Flamel himself was educated at Beauxbatons in the 14th century before becoming its architectural designer. His early education in the school's alchemy program laid the foundation for his later creation of the Philosopher's Stone. In more recent history, Fleur Delacour represented Beauxbatons in the Triwizard Tournament. Though she didn't win, her performance demonstrated the exceptional standard of magical education at the Academy, particularly in charms and magical creature handling. Vincent Duc de Trèfle-Pique, a Beauxbatons graduate of the 18th century, gained fame for his remarkable transfiguration abilities. During the French Revolution, he escaped execution by transforming his head into a cabbage, confounding his non-magical captors. Often overshadowed by her husband, Pyrenees Flamel was herself a Beauxbatons graduate and contributed significantly to the development of the Philosopher's Stone. She specialized in healing magic during her time at the Academy, knowledge that proved crucial in their alchemical work. Many don't know that renowned anthropologist Claude Lévi-Strauss had a squib brother who attended Beauxbatons. Marcel Lévi-Strauss became one of the most important magical anthropologists of the 20th century, bridging magical and non-magical anthropological theories. And, of course, we cannot discuss Beauxbatons without mentioning its formidable headmistress, Madame Olympe Maxime. A former student herself, Madame Maxime exemplifies the grace, power, and intelligence that Beauxbatons seeks to cultivate in its students. Beauxbatons graduates have been responsible for numerous magical innovations, particularly in the fields of magical transportation and household charms. The standard flying carpet design used throughout North Africa and the Middle East was developed by a Beauxbatons alumna in the 17th century. The school has also produced influential figures in magical fashion and beauty. Self-sizing garments, ever-fresh perfumes, and weather-responding fabrics were all pioneered by Beauxbatons graduates who combined charms, transfiguration, and potions in innovative ways. While Beauxbatons is primarily associated with France, its reach extends far beyond French borders. The Academy actually serves students from multiple countries, making it one of the most internationally diverse magical schools in Europe. Beauxbatons traditionally accepts students from France, Spain, Portugal, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, and Belgium. This multinational student body has shaped the school's approach to magical education, incorporating diverse magical traditions and practices. The Academy's participation in the Triwizard Tournament highlights its commitment to international magical cooperation. Though the tournament has a checkered history, Beauxbatons has consistently used it as an opportunity to showcase French magical traditions while learning from other schools. Less well known is Beauxbatons' extensive exchange program with magical schools in former French colonies. Students from magical institutions in Quebec, Haiti, Morocco, and Vietnam regularly spend a semester at Beauxbatons, while French students travel to these locations to experience different magical traditions. The palace hosts the International Symposium on Magical Pedagogy every 5 years, drawing educators from around the world. This conference has led to significant innovations in magical teaching methods globally. Beauxbatons' library deserves special mention in any discussion of international cooperation. It contains one of the world's largest collections of translated magical texts with original works from every continent. The school employs a team of magical linguists who continuously translate newly discovered magical manuscripts. The Academy also serves as an unofficial diplomatic venue for the French magical government. International magical agreements have been negotiated in its halls, particularly those relating to magical education standards and the regulation of magical creatures. Like all major magical institutions, Beauxbatons has weathered its share of dark periods throughout wizarding history. Its response to these challenges reveals much about the school's values and priorities. During the witch hunt era, Beauxbatons became a sanctuary for persecuted magical families across southern Europe. The school expanded its dormitories and resources to accommodate refugees, developing many of its protective enchantments during this time. The rise of Gellert Grindelwald in the early 20th century posed a significant challenge. While Beauxbatons officially maintained neutrality, historical records indicate that the school secretly sheltered Muggle-born witches and wizards targeted by Grindelwald's followers. When Grindelwald's influence spread across Europe, coinciding with the Muggle Second World War, Beauxbatons faced a difficult decision. The school temporarily relocated to the Pyrenees Mountains using complex concealment charms to hide the entire student body while continuing education. Many don't realize that Beauxbatons served as a center for magical resistance during this period. Graduates formed networks that rescued persecuted magical individuals and smuggled them to safety, often utilizing the school's extensive underground passages that connect to cave systems in the mountains. During Voldemort's first rise to power, Beauxbatons maintained distance from British magical conflicts. However, the school did accept several British students whose families sought safety abroad, demonstrating solidarity without direct involvement. By the Second Wizarding War, Beauxbatons' position had evolved. Under Madame Maxime's leadership, the school actively supported the opposition to Voldemort, with Maxime herself serving as an envoy to the Giants. The school prepared for potential conflict, strengthening its defenses and training older students in combat magic. Throughout these conflicts, Beauxbatons maintained its commitment to education, believing that cultivating magical knowledge and understanding was itself a form of resistance against dark forces. This philosophical stance continues to influence the school's approach to teaching defensive magic today. Like any institution with 7 centuries of history, Beauxbatons harbors its share of secrets and mysteries. Let's explore some of the less-known aspects of this fascinating magical academy. Beneath the elegant palace lie extensive catacombs dating back to pre-Roman times. These passages, expanded and enhanced by generations of magical architects, connect to natural cave systems in the Pyrenees. Advanced students study subterranean magical flora and fauna here as part of their education. The Hall of Mirrors represents one of Beauxbatons' most fascinating secrets. This hidden chamber contains enchanted mirrors that show not reflections but windows into distant locations where other mirrors in the network exist. Originally created as a magical communication system, the full network remains mapped only in the headmistress's private archives. The Academy is rumored to contain a classroom that exists in flux between our world and the realm of the Vila. Given the significant number of Part Vila students who have attended Beauxbatons through the centuries, this room allegedly serves as a space where they can safely experience and control their transformative abilities. The Midnight Garden appears only between sunset and sunrise, vanishing completely during daylight hours. This magical space contains rare nocturnal magical plants used in advanced potions. Students must earn the privilege to access this garden through excellence in herbology studies. Perhaps most intriguing is the Gallery of Forgotten Arts. This secretive collection preserves magical techniques that have fallen out of common practice, Muffin, from ancient methods of wandcraft to complex weather-influencing rituals. Only 6th-year students with exceptional academic records gain access, and they must vow not to reveal specific contents. The astronomical tower at Beauxbatons contains a device similar to a pensieve but designed to show celestial events from the past. Students can witness comets, eclipses, and astronomical alignments from centuries ago, making it an unparalleled tool for the study of astral magic. Many of these secrets remain obscured in official histories of the school. known only to those who have experienced them firsthand. Former students often refer to the true education of Beauxbatons as something that occurs beyond regular classes in these hidden spaces and secret traditions. As we approach the present day, let's explore how Beauxbatons has evolved to meet the challenges of modern magical education while maintaining its centuries-old traditions. Today's Beauxbatons balances tradition with innovation while maintaining its emphasis on elegant spellcasting and magical etiquette. The Academy has incorporated contemporary magical developments into its curriculum. Students now learn magical approaches to understanding Muggle technology, preparing them for a world where the magical and non-magical increasingly intersect. The student body has become increasingly diverse, with exchange programs bringing in young witches and wizards from magical traditions around the world. This cross-cultural pollination has enriched the school's approach to magic, incorporating techniques and philosophical perspectives from African, Asian, and American magical traditions. Environmental magical studies have gained prominence in recent decades. Beauxbatons leads European magical institutions in developing spells and potions to address environmental challenges, from cleansing polluted waterways to creating sustainable magical energy sources. The Academy has expanded its research facilities, particularly in magical medicine and herbology. Beauxbatons researchers have made significant contributions to magical healing, developing treatments for previously incurable magical maladies through innovative combinations of potions and charm work. Career preparation has evolved as well. While Beauxbatons graduates traditionally entered diplomatic, artistic, or scholarly pursuits, today's students receive guidance for diverse career paths in fields like magical technology, international magical law, and cross-cultural magical cooperation. The school maintains strong connections with its extensive alumni network, hosting regular symposia where graduates return to share professional insights with current students. This creates a continuous exchange of knowledge between academic theory and practical application in the wider magical world. Looking toward the future, Beauxbatons faces both challenges and opportunities. The increasing integration of magical communities worldwide prompts questions about maintaining distinctive magical cultural traditions while embracing global magical citizenship. The Academy's leadership has articulated a vision that positions Beauxbatons as a bridge between magical traditions, honoring its French and European heritage while serving as a crossroads for magical knowledge from diverse sources. This approach seeks to prepare students not just to preserve magical history, but to shape its future. For those fortunate enough to receive an invitation, visiting Beauxbatons is an unforgettable experience. Let's explore what visitors should know before setting foot in this magnificent magical institution. The Academy's exact location remains unplottable, a powerful magical protection that has kept it hidden for centuries. Visitors must travel to a designated meeting point in the nearby town of Cannes, where school representatives provide magical transportation to the grounds. First-time visitors should prepare for the greeting enchantment, a subtle magic that assesses one's intentions. Those with harmful purposes find themselves suddenly remembering urgent appointments elsewhere. This ancient protective spell has safeguarded Beauxbatons since the witch-hunting era. While many staff members speak multiple languages, visitors are offered translation charms upon arrival, enabling perfect comprehension of French and the other languages spoken at the Academy. These charms subtly adapt to the visitor's own patterns of speech, creating a natural-feeling translation experience. The best times to visit are during the spring flowering or the winter festival when the school's magical displays are at their most spectacular. However, summer visits offer unique opportunities to explore the extensive grounds when most students are away. Visitors are typically invited to dine at the academy, and refusing would be considered impolite. Beauxbatons cuisine represents the height of magical gastronomy with dishes that incorporate subtle mood-enhancing and mind-sharpening properties through the careful use of magical ingredients. Guest accommodations reflect the elegance of the academy itself, with rooms that sense and adapt to visitors' preferences. The views change based on the guest's mood, from serene mountain vistas to vibrant, magical gardens. A few etiquette notes for visitors. Wands are typically carried in ornamental wand sheaths rather than pockets. It's customary to bow slightly when greeting the headmistress or senior faculty, and complimenting the palace architecture is always appreciated. To fully appreciate what makes Beauxbatons unique, it's helpful to compare it with other major magical institutions. Let's examine how it differs from its counterparts around the world. Compared to Hogwarts, Beauxbatons places less emphasis on house rivalry and competition, focusing instead on collaborative magical achievement. While Hogwarts sorts based on personality traits, Beauxbatons groups students according to their magical interests and aptitudes. The teaching philosophy differs significantly as well. Hogwarts emphasizes practical application and learning through experience, sometimes dangerously so. Beauxbatons, meanwhile, balances practical skills with theoretical understanding and aesthetic refinement. Durmstrang Institute presents an even starker contrast, where Durmstrang emphasizes power and martial applications of magic, often including controversial dark arts instruction. Beauxbatons focuses on the elegant, artistic, and constructive aspects of magical practice. Architecturally, these differences are manifest. Durmstrang's fortress-like structure and Hogwarts' imposing castle both contrast with Beauxbatons' airy palace design. These physical differences reflect philosophical approaches, defensive strength versus elegant harmony. Compared to America's Ilvermorny school, Beauxbatons demonstrates greater continuity with ancient magical traditions, while Ilvermorny blends European techniques with indigenous American magic, creating a distinctly new approach. Beauxbatons preserves and refines classical European magical methodologies. Magical schools in Asia and Africa differ even more dramatically, with institutions like Japan's Mahutokoro emphasizing transformation magic, and Uganda's Ouagadougou specializing in wandless casting. Beauxbatons maintains exchange relationships with these schools, incorporating elements of their techniques while sharing European magical traditions. A fascinating difference lies in creature studies. Beauxbatons places significant emphasis on magical beings rather than just beasts, particularly Vila, nymphs, and other intelligent magical entities that have historically had closer relationships with French magical communities. Beauxbatons has cast its spell far beyond the magical world, influencing art, literature, and cultural perceptions of magic throughout history. Let's explore its cultural footprint. The Academy's aesthetic has influenced magical architecture throughout Southern Europe, with its emphasis on harmony with natural surroundings and enchanted artistic elements. Many private magical homes in the Mediterranean region incorporate design elements inspired by Beauxbatons. In magical literature, Beauxbatons frequently appears as a symbol of refined magical education. Notable works like enchantments of the Enlightenment and the Ville's Apprentice draw heavily on the school's traditions and atmosphere, and magical fashion has been particularly influenced by Beauxbatons. The powder blue silk uniforms established trends in magical attire that emphasize fluid movement and enhanced magical conductivity in fabrics. Many high-end robe makers still use techniques developed by Beauxbatons Textile Magic Department. Magic. French magical cuisine owes much to Beauxbatons traditions. The integration of subtle magical effects into dining, flavors that evoke specific memories, desserts that induce mild euphoria, appetizers that enhance conversation, all trace their origins to techniques developed in the Academy's kitchens. The school's approach to magical performance art has influenced entertainment throughout the wizarding world. The choreographed wand work seen in prestigious magical theaters from Paris to St. Petersburg builds on forms developed by Beauxbatons students. Even in the modern era, Beauxbatons continues to represent a specific approach to magic in popular culture, one that values elegance, intellectual refinement, and aesthetic harmony. When magical journalists describe new spells or potions as having Beauxbatons flair, they're referring to this distinctive combination of effectiveness and beauty. As we conclude our exploration of Beauxbatons Academy of Magic, we've seen how this remarkable institution has shaped magical education and culture for over 7 centuries, from its architectural splendor to its educational philosophy, from its famous alumni to its hidden secrets. Beauxbatons offers a fascinating window into a distinctive magical tradition. What makes Beauxbatons truly special isn't just its beauty or its prestige, but its enduring commitment to a particular vision of magic, one that sees magical practice as an art to be refined, a heritage to be preserved, and a gift to be shared responsibly. Whether you're drawn to its elegant spellcasting, its rich traditions, or its innovative magical research, Beauxbatons reminds us that there are many valid approaches to magical education, each reflecting the cultural context from which it emerged. I hope you've enjoyed this journey through one of the wizarding world's most prestigious institutions. Which aspect of Beauxbatons fascinates you most? Is it the palace architecture, the magical traditions, or perhaps the distinctive educational approach? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications so you won't miss our upcoming explorations of other magical schools and traditions. Until next time, au revoir, and may your magic always be as elegant as a Beauxbatons graduate's.